In this video, I'm going to be explaining why I do not like Willow from Piggy. Now, Willow is a very popular character in this community. I'll touch on my thoughts on that later on in this video. Now, keeping that in mind, I just want to address that this is just my opinion. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin. Now, let's start with before I disliked Willow. So, Piggy Book 2's trailer came out, and Willow's character was revealed. From what it looks like, she appeared to be some sort of a villain. Of course, we were proven right in Chapter 2. Anyways, the Alleys chapter came out. Now, the interesting part about the Alleys is Willow appeared as some sort of a good character, and at the time I didn't really think too much about it because at the time I didn't know much about Willow's character. Now, surprisingly, for the next few chapters I actually kind of liked Willow's character. Shocking, I know, but it's mainly because she played more of a villain role, which is basically what I personally prefer Willow as, and that is until what pretty much made me dislike Willow. Now, this starts off in Chapter 6. Now, let's be real. For all the bad things that she has done, knocking her out is not good enough of a punishment. Let's go over all of the bad things that Willow has done, shall we? She forces Pony against his own will to infect Doggy. Willow manipulates the TSP to do bad things for her own deeds. Willow kidnaps Zizzy for being associated with Pony. She traps Zizzy in a room with infected, and because the player and Pony tried to save Zizzy, Willow and TSP, excluding Tiggery, attack the safe place and ruin it. She even kidnaps the safe place crew. And when the group try to escape, Willow shoots Giraffe, then proceeds to chase the player down with the intent to kill them. And this is the only repercussion she gets? At the very least, the TSP guard should have turned on her and put her behind bars. Now, I am going to prove why Willow was wrong about the player and Doggy. Now, Willow keeps saying that player and Doggy took her away from her family. Now, let's keep in mind that her parents were arrested 10 years ago when she was a child. And let's also keep in mind that the player and Doggy, neither of them were there. Neither of them arrested her parents. And yes, I know she was getting the pie for William. But let's keep in mind, William left before Willow was arrested. And let's also keep in mind that the only other person with Willow when she was arrested was Rash. And on top of that, when in the ship, the player called her out on it. If you really think about it, technically, Willow unintentionally proved the player right. So this basically proves her to be completely in the wrong for forcing Pony to infect Doggy. Which in that case, because of Pony leaving TSP, it spirals into a bunch of events that she is also technically in the wrong for. Same with the player. Let's keep in mind that Pony gave the player the potion as well, which, unlike Doggy, makes the player fall unconscious, which technically leads to Bunny being attacked and turning infected. Mr. P had to leave Bunny and the player because the player fell unconscious, because Willow forced Pony, the player, and Doggy the potion. She is the direct cause of most of Book 1. And because of that, undeservingly, Mr. P got villainized. She even kidnaps innocent characters for mere association with Pony. And that is basically why Willow is in the wrong for most of this. But do you want to know who is not in the wrong? Tiggery. Willow mistreated Tiggery by manipulating him to do bad things for her own gain. Tiggery followed Willow's orders because Willow misled him into thinking that there was nowhere else to go but the refinery and the factory. So that is why I can excuse Tigreed chasing us around in a refinery. And if you really think about it, if you compare that to all of Willow's actions, Tigreed is more in the right than Willow. And Tigreed left TSP to go get the cure on his own because he was tired of Willow treating him badly. The only character that Tigreed was actually against was Willow. He had nothing against the player or anyone else. That is why Tigreed was so nice to the player. Because unlike Willow, Tigreed was a nice guy who was mistreated. Do you want to know who else mistreated Tigreed? Piggy community. Ever since chapter 6, Willow has been an overrated character, and that shows a lot by Tigreed wrongfully being in the shadow of Willow. Not just that, even worse, he was villainized by the community. And in my opinion, one of the most toxic parts of this freaking community are those insanely toxic Willow stans who will do anything to defend Willow. And despite all of the bad things that Willow has done, in my opinion, Willow will continue in this community to stay overrated. Tigreed, undeservingly living in her shadow, will continue to be underappreciated.